Matador.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to part 7 of our Final Fantasy V Platinum Trophy walkthrough. We're going to pick up right where we left off last time. We're just outside of this desert and we're following our Moogle friend to his little village. Well, this section has a really nasty monster, but there is a way to fight back against it. And what we're going to do is give one of our characters the Mystic Knight job, which allows us to use the Spell Blade. And then I also would recommend putting on First Strike. That's something that we got from our ninja, and that will allow us to have a better chance at getting preemptive attacks. And the key to this battle is going to be speed, because this monster has 15,000 health, and it will devastate us with some big attacks if we let it. So we want to kill it before then. So once you're all set up, then walk around this desert area and you'll encounter these cactus enemies. This is not the one that we're afraid of right now, but these ones will go down to just a couple party-based attacks. If you have like a water scroll, that will destroy these guys pretty much in one hit. Otherwise, a lightning scroll followed up by one good physical attack is probably all that you need to take these guys down. So not a problem, these little cactus enemies. But we will find the real boss of this area after this fight. Okay, so continuing to walk around in the sand, and this is why the Moogle told us not to go in the sand area, because you'll encounter a sand crawler. Now, like I said, this thing has 15,000 HP, so what we want to do is exploit its weakness of being petrified, and we'll use our spell blade on our Mystic Knight to cast Break on ourselves, and that will enchant our blade with the ability to petrify enemies, and then when our turn rolls around again, then we can instantly kill this thing with one physical attack, and it will automatically petrify it. So this battle can last exactly 2 turns if you want it to. That's probably the most reliable and the safest way to get through it, but the Sandcrawler does have a Maelstrom attack, which will do serious damage to all of your party members. So that's why I said that speed is key in this fight. And you can see, yeah, it was 2 turns, and the Sandcrawler was dead, and this fight's over. However, if you like to play a little riskier, you can just try to cast Break on it from a black mage directly. So I do have Galuf using black magic, so one thing that you can do is just cast the break spell on it. It's not guaranteed to hit, so you're kind of playing it risky at this point, but if you do get it to work, then you can really just end this battle in 1 turn like this. And that's all there is to that. Okay, so now we're going to do what the Moogle said, and we're going to go toward the northeast here, just up and to the right, and there's this little break here. Go just above that opening, and then you can go to the right, and you'll enter the Moogle Village. So once you can control your character, then go to the right and up. In this corner here, there's a little Moogle, and you can go talk to him. I think it's the Moogle we helped before. Kupo Kupo! Are you thanking us? Well, let's follow him inside. Kupo! I think it's telling us we can keep whatever's in the chest. Well, that's good news for us, so let's walk around and collect all of these chests. Got 10,000 gil, followed by 1 gil. That's the disappointing one. Dancing Dagger is an interesting weapon that we'll be using shortly. So back outside, there's a couple more houses. We'll go to the first house that we encounter here, and if we talk to this Moogle, it's actually a Moogle costume. Well, let's put it on. And now we'll go into the next house, the one just to our left here. And if we talk to this Moogle, I guess this Moogle's in love with us, she will unlock this treasure chest for us, and we get the Elven Mantle. So that's good. And that's all 7 chests, just like that. Okay, now let's go back and talk to that original Moogle on the right side. Cuckoo Popo! What's it doing? What's going on? Why are you so excited? Kupo! Is something the matter? It's Grandpa. He's in the Moogle Village. Moogles can all communicate through telepathy. Even when they're far apart, they can keep in contact with their minds. The Moogle Village? That's pretty far from here. I know, and the Windrake is too tired to fly. So that means... I see. Thank you! He says he has just enough energy for one more flight. If you're certain it's alright. What's going on? Coo-po-po-po-po! Huh? Nose? Gee, where is this Moogle's forest anyway? Coo-po-po! At the nose? Cuckoo Popo! Cryle! Grandpa! How did you find us? The Moogles told me you were here. Grandpa, we should hurry back to the castle. I'll take the Windrake back to its roost so he can rest, okay? King Galuf! Thanks for holding down the fort while I was gone. King Galuf! What's the situation with Exdeath? There's been no activity since the barrier went up. I see. And our troops? They've been almost entirely wiped out by Exdeath's monster hordes. I'm sorry, sire. All this time I thought you were just some crazy old man. You never said anything about being a king. Must have slipped my mind. Well, it sure is a surprise and a half. Good job, men. Go get some rest. Yes, sire. Bartz, what is it? You've still got that funny look on your face. It's you, a king. I can't get over it, that's all. You saying I'm not the epitome of kingliness? What? Just kidding, but I guess I'd better mind my P's and Q's around you. King Galuf. Listen here, before you knew me as a king, you knew me as a friend. Just Galuf is fine. Understood, Just Galuf? Don't push it, kid. Here in Bal, bad jokes like that will get you punished. Ha ha ha! Alright, well, we now know that Galuf is a king. Who would have thought? Well, there are a few things that we need to do, so let's start by going to the left here and pick up a hero cocktail from the chest. And then down south, we get a hidden passage for the teleport spell. Well, now we'll go out the bottom exit and keep going out into this courtyard area and go way to the left. And we're going to go into the tower all the way on the left. The shops here don't really have anything for us, so we can just skip that. But if you go to the side and up these stairs, you can go immediately to the right behind the spire, and you can get into this back room here and get a new treasure chest. Now from the treasure chest all the way on the right, go one step to the right and down to unlock this room. Welcome, come right in. Don't interrupt me while I'm working. Fine, I'm not in the habit of giving gifts like this, but here you go. Received Lamia's harp. So there you go, that's a way to get a free weapon that confuses enemies upon hit. Okay, so let's head back the way we came, all the way to that courtyard. And now we're going to go south from here and into the water, and in the bottom left corner, it will flush us out of the castle. And now we're going to run all the way around the water here, all the way around the moat. We'll go underneath the bridge and just keep going around all the way until you get to the top part here, and then go to the left, and there's a hidden item, and it's a great sword just lying in the water. Okay, now we're going to run all the way back to where we originally got into the water. And this switch at the top will suck us back into the castle. Okay, from here we're going to go up and to the right, and we're going to go back into where we just came out of. And now we're going to go down the stairs here. We're going to just check, make sure, yep, 3 treasure chests, 1 item, we're all good here. I am going to take this opportunity to equip the great sword to my Mystic Knight. It's a nice upgrade. And the dancing dagger is going to go onto our ranger. And the dancing dagger it has an interesting effect when you use it in battle, because there's a 50% chance that it will use one of the dance commands from a dancer. Well, let's head downstairs here. There's a consecrated circle that you can use, and then if you go down here into the bottom of the Castle of Bal, you'll see that there's a new area that we haven't been to before. We'll put some blue magic on our Mystic Knight because we're going to be using it in this fight. The object art here is the only enemy down here, and they're all weak to level 5 death. It's a great way to instantly kill them off quickly, and you get 8 ABP for a group of 5 like that, as well as some good gil and experience. So that's a nice little farming spot, especially for ABP if you want to. However, the door down here is locked right now, so we won't worry about that. But that's all you have to do to add that one to the bestiary, and then you can head on up. And now we're going to go back upstairs all the way, and then to the right, there's a staircase. We'll go up here, and then there's a hallway in between these rooms that we can go up. And working our way around, we'll go outside, and we can go talk to Kryl. Kryl? The Windrake, he's dying. What? What happened? He pushed himself too hard. He was wounded. He shouldn't have been flying, but he took me to find you anyway. He sacrificed himself to rescue us. Is there any way for us to save him? We need dragon grass. Dragon grass? Will that heal his wounds? Yes, but I don't know if such a thing even exists in this world. Back home, Windrakes always nest near dragon grass. I expect these drakes are no different. If we go to where drakes roost, we ought to find dragon grass nearby. If that's the case, then you know a place? Our best bet is Drakenvale, the Valley of the Windrakes. However, no one who's entered has ever returned. Guess that means we'll be the first to do. Barts! Drakenvale is north of the castle. It's just past Quelb, the werewolf town. But what about the monsters outside? There's so many of them. Don't worry, no monster's a match for the 4 of us. Right. Together, we'll be alright. And we'll bring back that dragon grass, never you fear. Alright, now let's head back down into the castle. And we'll work our way back around down to the courtyard. So from the throne room, go south, and south again. Okay, now if we go down to the left and down, we can talk to these guards. Open the gates! But sire, Xset's monsters are waiting right outside. Once we're clear, shut the doors and seal them tight. Sire, if we do that, you won't be able to re-enter the castle. Are you certain that's what you want? Yes, we are certain. Alright, now close the gate and seal it. Don't let anyone through, no matter what. If you so command. Take care, Your Majesty. Yipes, didn't take long for Xset's creeps to spot us. On your toes, kids, here they come. So we're immediately ambushed by another abductor. That's the same thing that we fought right when we started off in Galif's world here. But this one is pretty weak, just a couple attacks and it will go down. Okay, and now we can go south. And now we're into a new area in the overworld map. There's a forest and plains and a marshy area over to the right. So let's go around and we will find some new Bestiary entries. So we'll go over to the marsh first and have a little walk around. And we're going to find this monster here called the Aqua Thorn. It's that little sea anemone shelled creature there. This one tends to prefer to live in the marsh area, so definitely find that one. The Cursed Being, that other one there, that one is found in other areas as well, but definitely want to look in the marsh for the Aqua Thorn. So you can see we did something called Sword Dance, and that's one of the dancer skills. Like I said before, the Dancing Dagger will allow you to use some of the dance skills, and how it works is that every time you do a normal attack with the Dancing Dagger equipped, there's a 50% chance that you'll do normal attack and 50% chance that you'll do a special attack from the Dancer. And there's, of that 50% chance of doing something from the Dancer, there are 4 different things that can happen. So that was one of them, the Sword Dance, and I'll show you some of the other ones that can happen too. So going to the forest area, we're going to walk around in here until we find some new things. We've got 2 more of those cursed beings, a Cornago, that is the little frog guy there, and then there's also the were snake. So I'll just hit them with a group-wide attack here, and then Jitterbug is another dance, and that one will absorb health. So that's kind of a cool thing. We use another attack, and this one is a Tempting Tango, and that confuses an enemy. So now that Cornago is confused. It does know Pon's Chorus, so if you haven't gotten that one yet as blue magic, you can get it right here. Okay, and that's all there is to that. So we've now gotten all of the Bestiary entries for this section. So now we want to head north through the marsh, and we're going to get to this little village here. The gate to Drakenvale is to the north of town. Finding it won't be a problem. The question is, will it be open? Well, if you walk around town here, all of these doors are closed and locked. There's no one that you can interact with. So what we're going to do instead is go through this little gap and into this house, and this is Kelger's house. Examine the top door and then try to leave. Halt, intruder! Well, if it's fight you want, then... Bartz, calm down. They're our allies. If our allies are pointing blades at us, I certainly don't want to meet our enemies. Oh, Galef. Kelger. It's been quite a while, has it not? Sure has, my old friend. Kelger here's one of the 4 Dawn Warriors. He fought Exeth with you 30 years ago? Who are the pups? Folks from the world where we sealed Exdeath. They are in league with Exdeath? Huh? Wait, we're not. These cads are the ones who destroyed the crystals and brought Exdeath back, and you've led them here? You've got it all wrong. Listen. Stand down, Galef. Bartz, or whoever you are, prepare yourself. I would test your blade. Kelger? Crony of Exdeath or no, show me what kind of warrior you really are. Stay back. I've got to settle this on my own. Ha! Let's see how you handle my looping attack. There you are. Bart, there was no need to hurt him. Sorry about that, Kelger. Hell's bells, Kelger. Always overdoing it. Why don't you act your age for once? Still, to foil my looping attack so easily, you're more skilled than I predicted. Nah, it's just a trick I learned from my dad. From your father? What was his name? Dorgan. What? What are you two making those faces for? No way. You can't be. Dorgan's son. Yeah, so what's the big deal? What small worlds we live in. Bart's, your father, along with Kelger, Zazat, Surgate, and I fought together against Exdeath. In other words, Dorgan was one of the Dawn Warriors. Wait, Dad's from this world? Correct. We followed Exdeath to your world, and then... Is this guy immortal? How much punishment can he take? Even when we knock him down, he won't stay down. We'll have to seal him here. Yeah, that's our only out. What are you saying? We can't just leave a demon from our world and another. What other choice do we have? Look sharp, lads. He's recovering. Damnation! Now there really is no choice. We must cast the seal. This chance may not present itself again. Dorgan, we can't seal him with the crystals unless all our hearts are united. Are you with us? Dorgan! You're certain you want to stay? My mind's made up. But why? Safe journey. Dorgan. Dorgan stayed in your world to watch over Exdeath's seal. Wow, that's... How fares old Dorgan anyway? 3 years ago, he got real sick and... I see. My sympathies. Son of Dorgan, anything you ask of me shall be done. You need only name your request. I will have one of the villagers unlock the north gate. Okay, well let's head on out of here. And there are no chests or items inside Quelb, but that doesn't mean that we're done with things here. In fact, there's actually quite a bit that we can do. So we're going to head on down here into the weapons and armor shop, and each side here, both the armor and the weapons, they have 2 vendors. So buy new and improved gear for everyone, restock on your lightning scrolls, sell all of your old gear to end with at least 10,000 gil, and the magic shop is all repeats, so you can skip that. Our next stop is the inn, and you can head on inside of it just to the right here. And don't talk to the owner, instead go up into this room and sit at the left chair. And when that happens, you'll be served some food and some drink, so we can go ahead and eat, and this is a free way to heal. But on top of our meal, we get dessert, and that comes in the form of 8 potions. And what's interesting is this is actually repeatable. You can do this thing 3 times. So if you really want 24 free potions, then all it will take is a little bit of your time. Okay, I won't do the third one, but just know that you can do that 3 times. Okay, from here we're going to go to the north side of town, and there's going to be 3 wolves running around here. And what you have to do is, well, one of them is one that we need to talk to, but they are very difficult to try to get a hold of individually. So just try your best to isolate them. And yeah, they're doing this weird ritual here. But if you can get the right one, then you'll learn something from it. So just take a minute to try to do it. I'm not very skilled at this. Okay, so here we get a song that's effective against the undead called Requiem. This is a new skill for our bard, and we're going to be using that pretty extensively in the next dungeon. Okay, so now that that's done, we're going to head on down to the south part of town, right outside of that weapons shop. And there's a well here, so talk to the well. Frog, a frog. Will you please bring me a frog? Come on, bring me one. I gotta have one. Okay, so this dude's pretty weird, but he wants a frog. So how do we give him a frog? Well, actually, the answer lies with the Beastmaster job. So let's head on out the south exit, and we're going to switch our Mystic Knight now to a Beastmaster. And the Beastmaster's innate job is they have a skill called Catch. And that's going to be very important for us. So Catch allows us to capture a weakened monster. So go ahead and get a Beastmaster, and then we're just going to give it some blue magic as well. And now what we want to do is walk around in this area to try to find one of those Cornago enemies. That's that toad guy. And we're going to capture him, and we will bring this enemy back to that weird wizard obsessed with frogs. So getting in battle, we're going to start eliminating the other enemies here. Now what you can do is use Death Claw to lower its HP. Typically they've got to be below like 12.5% HP. And Death Claw definitely handles that for us. So now he's below the threshold that we need to catch him. So when Bart's turn rolls around again, we're able to use the catch command and say Pokeball go, and we've now collected our frog. And the other half of that is you can also release that enemy to do some sort of effect in battle. And we'll be using that in a little bit too. So now that we have our frog, let's go back and talk to the well. And the guy is still obsessing about frogs. But if we agree to give him the 10,000 gil that we saved and the frog, he'll give us a pot. And I think he's planning on eating that frog. So we got the Cornago gourd, and what that does is instead of having the HP threshold be 12.5% of the enemy's total, it's now 50% of the total. So that's a big difference. Now if we just do half of their health and damage, we can capture them. So if you want to become a Pokemon Master and try to capture all different sorts of monsters out there and use them in battle with your Beastmaster, that is very possible now if you have that equipped. So I am going to now switch our Beastmaster over into a Bard job, and I'll give it that Lamia's Harp that we got for free earlier. And a Bard is a really good job. It has a lot of utility in battles, and you'll get to see some of that coming up here. But once we leave out the north side of town, we'll just kind of head straight north, and you can run into this Drakenvale area. So we got some things to do here. There are some Bestiary entries and some chests to get, so we'll get all of those. So the first Bestiary entry is the Lycan, and just this little cat here. It's very weak, just a couple attacks and it'll be gone. Okay, and now we're going to continue up and into this little doorway here for a chest. And then head back out. And you're going to go to the left and up the ramp and into the next opening. From here, just follow the linear path. You'll go north and out the left exit here. Now we've got some kind of scary looking enemies here. However, we can use that Requiem song that we just learned to do massive damage to anything that's undead. Obviously the zombie dragon is undead. There's also the poison eagle and the drippy enemy that doesn't pose a lot of a threat to us either. Restorative things like our chemist's healing rod is able to damage the zombie dragon as well. So we'll use another Requiem on it, just doing the massive amount of damage to it every turn. And then that drippy will just take a couple more physical attacks to be killed. And we got a Dragon Fang from this. Make sure that you farm a good number of Dragon Fangs from this section, because we definitely need it later for learning some blue magic. So head on out here, walk around, and you will probably encounter this enemy that we don't know its name. So it'll punch us in the face and then run away. And that's all that there is to that battle. So you don't have to defeat this enemy to add it to the bestiary. That's all that's required, is to encounter it and have it run away. Well, let's head on through the next doorway here, and we'll head south. We can grab one treasure chest on our way for a cottage. And then to the left, we can head down again. Here's another zombie dragon. And I'll show you another ability that we have with the Bard, and that's Romeo's Ballad, and that inflicts stop to all the enemies. So there could be 6 enemies on the other side of the screen, and we'll use Romeo's Ballad, and it will stop all of them if it hits, which it most likely will. And then they're not doing anything for the rest of that fight, and it makes it really easy to fight them that way. So definitely want to use that often with a Bard if you want to seriously stop the damage coming your way. Another Dragon Fang, just remember to get, I'd say probably 10 or so of those would be necessary for what we're doing soon. Head on outside, cross the bridge, and head on down. At this point, I remembered that my Bard should be in the back row because it's actually a long distance fighter, and I want to have less damage coming in. But that's all there is to this little section here. There's no new enemies that you need to worry about. Head on down and through the bottom part here. Okay, this next section has some things that we want to do. So walk around here, just kind of making your way down the path. And you'll see that there's an opening here, so go on into the opening. And then there's a little crack in the floor, so step in the crack to fall down. You can grab this treasure chest, and then there's 2 ways to go. There's a door to the left, and then go up for another exit. That just spits you out back up top. So we're going to go into the door instead. So head on into the door. And there's a little skull switch, so hit that thing, and that will open up a new path for us just outside. Well, now work your way back around, and you can do what we did before, just testing things out. And you can now leave this area. Well, before you go down that path, walk over to these bones here, and you will actually get a bone mail, and that's a pretty interesting piece of armor for us. We now encountered our big stone friend again, who just punches in the face, as well as the bone dragon enemy. So we'll use Requiem on that, and what we want to do is not kill the golem enemy, because he's actually a summon that we can get, so we have to help him out instead. So the bone dragon and the zombie dragon turned around, they're now fighting the golem, and we have to save his life. And if we do, we'll get that summon. So just attack the bone dragon and the zombie dragon. That Requiem skill is really going to save the day here. And just do massive amounts of damage to them. You can also use Cure Magic if you want to. So we can use Cura on them, but they were dead already, so we just healed up Golem, and that's fine, because we want him to be our friend. Thanks a ton. It'd rock if I could roll along with you. Okay. And we get the Golem item, so just like with like Rama or some of the other summons, we're going to use the item, and that will teach us how to use Golem in battle with a summoner. The bone mail, it prevents statuses, status effects, which is kind of nice. So it's a good thing for like a knight. It says that it's cursed and fit for a corpse. So interesting description. We'll come on down the new way to go, and you can head to the left here and grab a Hypno Crown and a Wind Slash. Those are some pretty good pieces of equipment for us. And then just work your way to the right and down. And you'll go through Secret Path, another treasure chest right next to you here for Phoenix Down. And if you head straight down, you'll come into a room with a consecrated circle, so go ahead and use that however you see fit. And then head to the left and out. And we're done with the chests and the items here. 6 out of 6 and 1 out of 1. When you're outside, go to the right and down, and you'll just kind of work your way down the path here. Look! Dragon grass! Ah! Help! What the crap was that? Grass isn't supposed to attack people. That's no grass, that's a beast, a foul leafy demon. This must be why the drakes are practically extinct. Alright, now we have a boss fight against the dragon pod, and it has little minions, the dragon flowers that come with it. So we're just going to use Fyra, and surprisingly it doesn't do hardly anything to them. I think that it would do a lot more. Yet a flame scroll does a ton of damage and takes them out. So I don't know if that's just because having black magic on a ranger, maybe his magic stat's very low or something, but for some reason the flame scroll is what you want to use for that one. So now we're just down to the dragon pod. I use Mighty March with the bard to give the regen effect to all of our characters, so we're going to be constantly refilling our HP. The fast way to kill this thing is just use Deathclaw. That puts it into critical status, and then followed up with one attack, and then it's dead. And an elixir at the end. The dragon grass. Look! Come on, let's take some and go. And we obtained the dragon grass. Alright, two things that we can do here. Now to get home, we can either run all the way back through there if you want to, or you can switch to a time mage, and we picked up the teleport spell, so you can just use teleport from your magic command, and off you go. So now we're back outside. That's pretty easy and pretty fast to do it that way. Okay, so now at this point, we are going to head on back down into Quelb. And we just have to head straight through town, nothing we need to do here at all. And if you want to stop by and go to that table and rest, you can do that for free if you really want to, but I'm not really injured at this point. So we're going to head on down into the castle here. The Castle of Bal. We're back! Now open the gate! Nice try, monster. You're going to have to try a bit harder to pull one over on the soldiers of Bal. I suppose they're just following orders. Guess it's time for Plan B. You coming? Okay. And we've done this before where you run to the top and then flip the switch to get pulled back into the castle, so just repeat that. Okay, back inside the castle, we gotta go talk to Quelb again, so you'll go over to the right, and between these two soldiers is the door. So head on inside and then up the stairs. Go to the right, and you'll go up into the bed chamber area, so you can go talk to Quelb here in bed. Quelb! Grandpa! I'm here, my dear. He's calling. Shh! Don't try to talk. Calling. Ghido is calling. Ghido? Hurry, go find Ghido, please. But who's Ghido? A sage who's lived for over 700 years. Ghido's the one who prophesied that the crystals in your world would break. And he's calling her, like, psychotically? That's psychically, Bartz. Anyhow, the sage might know some way to defeat X-Death. Hang in there, Quelb. We're gonna go see Ghido, so hold on just a little longer. Okay, but have to use the Windrake. Don't worry, we've got dragon grass and spades. Really? The drake's resting at the top of this tower. Will you come with me? Certainly. Like you needed to ask. Where do we find this Ghido anyway? He lives on a small island in the ocean northeast of Drakenvale. Okay, so now we're going to go back out onto the roof to give some dragon grass to the Windrake. Here, eat this. You'll feel better. That grass killed off all the Windrakes. No wonder he doesn't want to eat it. It doesn't matter if he wants to. He has to. With wounds like these, if he doesn't hurry and eat that stuff, he'll die. It's alright. Look, it's good to eat, see? I'll have some too. Lena, are you insane? Lena, did you forget? Dragon grass is poisonous to humans. Here, now you try. That's a good boy. Lena! Lena, hold on! Drink this. Lena! Lena, are you alright? Yes, thank you, Cryle. Don't do things like that. That's ridiculously dangerous. Gripes, Lena, if something had happened to you. I'm sorry. Cryle, you sure you should be up and about? I'm okay. Cryle! Don't worry about me. Jeez, Pete, every one of you guys is always overdoing it. You stay here and get some rest, young lady. Okay. Cryle, thank you. I'm in your debt. You saved my Windrake, so I think we're square. Thank you. You rest up now, got it? I will. You guys be careful too. Let's go find Sage Ghido. Right. Let's go. We're off. Now that we're in control of the Windrake, we can go to the little island that is northeast of Drakenvale. So fly north until you hit Drakenvale, then east, and then north until you see a little gap in the rocks here. And then a little bit further north, and you can find this little cave. So go inside of it once you land. So this is it? Yep, Sage Ghido's place. Let's find him. Wait! An earthquake? The island's breaking apart. We gotta get back to the Windrake. Hurry! Mwahahaha! Witness what befalls those who stand against me. Well, the Windrake saves the day, and we're going to head straight to the west, and we will encounter a little castle here. So let's land and go inside. And this is Surgate Castle. State your name and business. Stand down. This is King Galf of Bal and his retainers. Let them in, you cretins. King Zazat is off leading the fleet to Exat's castle. Really? Zazat? He's one of the Dawn Warriors, right? He fought alongside Dad. This way, please. Please, help yourself to anything in the castle that you might make use of. Thank you. Okay, so we've got some things that we can do in this castle. There are 2 chests and 1 item that we can collect. So what we're going to do is go, if you go over to the right here, this is a spot where you can head down. And then there's the inn here, there's the weapons shop, the item shop, all that good stuff. So kind of the same stuff that we've seen before. There's a great sword and also some other heavy weaponry. Inside the armor shop, there's some kind of similar items that we've seen before. So if you want to stock up on new weapons, that's the place to do it. But otherwise, the items are pretty similar, as is the magic. So now we're going to go back upstairs into the main part of the castle here, the throne room, and now we'll go down to the bottom left door. In the staircase, if you go up here and talk to the book, this song brings back so many memories. Zat used to sing it all the time back then. And you learn Swift Song for the Bard. Okay, head on back down, and now we're going to go to the top left staircase and go up there. And then you can go over to the right and up and back into the castle and head down, or to the left and then down. And you're going into the library. We're going to go down one more floor into this room. And there's a little puzzle here. We can pick up the first book on the desk here. It's a forbidden book. And we want to put them back on their shelf. So you can see that there's rows of books. There's 3 on the top and then 4 and 4. We're going to put it in the second or the middle shelf in the top. It's the D through F shelf. And because this is a forbidden book starting with F, we're going to put it onto this shelf here. Well, now let's head on down, grab the second book. It's the Register of Monsters, beginning with the letter R. And now we're going to go to the second row all the way on the right and put it in the R through S shelf. And then the last one here is the Weird Ronka, beginning with letter W. So we'll put it into the second bookcase here on the bottom row, and that will be that. Now talk to the old woman here, and she thanks us because we did her job for her. She reveals a secret passage for us, so let's head on up there. Go to the right and then down to find a staircase and take that. In this room there's a treasure chest in the bottom right corner, so go and grab that. And you'll get 5,000 gil, and then you can head out the doors at the bottom. Go to the left and underneath the bridge and work your way around to another door that you can go into. And we will go just around the little loop here, and you can grab the treasure chest in the bottom for the float spell. That's going to be very important coming up in a later part. We've collected 2 chests and no hidden items, but that's okay because that hidden item will actually be collected later on in the game. So now we get to head all the way back, so backtrack all the way to the beginning of the castle, and then you can head on out. And as we run out, I just want to thank you all so much for all the support that you've given this series. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this coming at you quickly. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one. So have a good day, and I will see you in the next one.